In the beginning there was no light, no sound, no gods. There was only the void, Ginnungagap, a vast emptiness stretching beyond comprehension. On one side, the world of fire, Muspelheim, burning and wild, where flames licked the darkness. On the other, the world of ice, Niflheim, cold and endless, where frost hung like death. Between them lay silence. But when the heat met the cold, the ice began to melt, and from those drops of water, something impossible took shape. A form vast and breathing, born not of parents or divine will, but of chaos itself. His name was Ymir. Ymir was not a god. He was not mortal. He was the first life, the giant of creation. His body was immense, stretching from horizon to horizon, and from his sweat, life began to multiply. From the moisture beneath his arms, other giants were born, forming the first of the frost kind, the Jötnar, beings of raw nature and untamed strength. But even in his solitude, Ymir was never alone. From the melting ice came another miracle, the cow, Audhumla, whose milk nourished the newborn giant. She too was a creature of creation, feeding Ymir and licking at the salty ice blocks. And as she did, the frost melted further, until at last another being emerged from the ice, Buri, the ancestor of the gods. Buri's son was Bor, and from him came 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve, the first of the Aesir gods. These 3 would one day shape the universe itself, but before they could, they had to confront the being that had come before them, Ymir, their great-grandfather, the father of all frost. Ymir was not evil. He was not benevolent either. He simply existed, immense, formless, powerful, a creature of chaos. But the young gods looked upon him and saw a threat. His size, his strength, his progeny, all of it loomed over them. Odin, ever the seeker of order and control, understood that as long as Ymir lived, chaos would rule. And so the gods made a choice. Together, Odin and his brothers struck Ymir down. The battle was unlike anything the cosmos had ever seen. The giant's blood poured across the void like endless rivers, drowning nearly all of his kin. The sea that formed from his veins would one day swallow the world. When Ymir finally fell, his body became the raw material of creation. From his flesh, they shaped the earth. From his bones, the mountains. His teeth became the stones and cliffs, and his skull was lifted high to become the sky. His brains, scattered across the heavens, became the clouds, and from his blood came the seas that encircled the world. The gods built Midgard, the realm of men, from the very body of their slain ancestor, and above it all, they set 4 dwarves to hold up the corners of the sky, naming them North, South, East, and West. Ymir's death was the beginning of everything, and yet it was also the first great sin of the gods. For Odin, who would become the All-Father, had spilled the blood of creation itself. From that act, the balance between chaos and order was forever fractured. The frost giants that survived Ymir's flood never forgot the betrayal. From their icy realm of Jotunheim, they looked upon Asgard with hatred. To them, Odin was not a god. He was a murderer who had slain his own forefather. And so began the eternal feud between gods and giants, between order and chaos, structure and storm. But deep beneath the world the gods made, Ymir did not vanish completely. His essence lingered in the ice, frozen but not gone, echoing faintly through the ages. The Norse believed that Ymir was not dead, merely dreaming. His heart still beat beneath the layers of frost, slow and distant, like thunder trapped in eternity. And when that heartbeat rises again, the world will tremble. It is said that during Ragnarok, when fire and ice collide once more, Ymir's pulse will return. The blood that formed the oceans will surge again, drowning the realms of gods and men alike. The balance Odin created will shatter, and the cosmos will return to the void from which it came. Ymir will not rise to seek vengeance, because vengeance is a mortal concept. He will rise because it is in his nature to create, and in his creation lies destruction. The cycle will begin anew. For every world born from Ymir's bones must one day return to them. Even Odin, who feared nothing but fate, could never escape the legacy of the giant he betrayed. It is why he sought wisdom, why he hung upon Yggdrasil, why he searched the realms for knowledge of the end. Deep down, he knew that the gods' power was borrowed, that they had built their thrones on the corpse of something far greater. The death of Ymir was the birth of the gods. But that birth came with a curse, the curse of knowing that everything they built would one day fall, swallowed by the blood of their own creation. When you walk through a storm, when you feel thunder rumble beneath the earth, remember this. The Norse believed those were echoes of Ymir's heart, beating far below the ice. Every crash of lightning, every crash of waves, every crack of mountain stone, all of it. The world remembering its true maker. Ymir, the first and the last, the sleeping giant whose body became the world and whose awakening will mark its end. Even the gods could not escape what they were made from. And so, in the heart of Norse myth, Ymir remains, not a villain, not a hero, but the eternal reminder that creation and destruction are one and the same. Long before Odin's ravens flew, before Mjolnir thundered across the skies, before Valhalla's golden gates gleamed, there was only ice, fire, and the giant who dreamed the world into being. And in the end, when the fire returns and the frost melts once again, that dream will end, just as it began.